on behalf of Leon Classroom Teachers Association, everyone should be very proud about the work that we've done and for the tentative agreement that was agreed upon yesterday by the instructional staff at a 98% positive vote. So we look forward to continuing the work. I know there's a couple of things that we also have as shared interest in terms of our veteran teacher pay, compression, leapfrogging, things along those lines. But that also means that we also need to make sure that we're coordinated with our conversations with our legislators because that's where our funding starts, and making sure that we're doing that in the next couple of months. So vote, 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 vote. The other part is in terms of payment. One of the things that was a concern, and I think this is just more of a piece that we need to kind of think about together as a group. We were asking about when payments might be kind of done, and I think internally we've got some things where we have to start looking at our systems. I think what would be most advantageous for folks is getting a retro check before the holidays for the work that they've already done for recognition. I understand that there's limitations with our current system and that it would take what we were told up until February to get that payment. So that's a little concerning, considering that we have to be a little more, I guess, responsive in those situations. So I strongly urge the board, superintendent, to look at what those systems are to make sure that we can respond to the employees, because I think that goes a long way for making people feel valued, that we have a responsive system to when certain things happen. The other thing is making sure that as far as the pay stub, it's very difficult without steps right now. In terms of increase in pay, 2011, all that fun annual contract stuff, performance pay, leads it to where people have a lot of questions, and so they have to ask individually. But if there was a way to go ahead and show what those increases are by year so that people knew how the total of their salary was determined, it would go a long way as well for folks in terms of their transparency. So those are some of the things that as we move forward, we just ask you to consider and look at. The final thing is just in terms of climate and culture and empowerment. We will be asking, email the superintendent. We've got a couple of things in the hopper right now about looking at how we address some of that recruitment and retention. We all know that pay is part of it, but we also know that working conditions are another piece. And so when it comes down to that empowerment, had great conversations with the principals prior to the meeting tonight and everything. And one of them is kind of making sure that principals have a large task, because anything that happens to that school, it all rolls uphill, right? So at the end of the day, they have an obligation to make sure that they're doing everything they can. But sometimes micromanagement takes the professionalism out. And we need to do a better job of figuring out ways to empower people, to show them what it looks like, and then trust them to do those jobs.
Thank you for your time.